Bike Insiders, welcome to LeMond and Time 2013 release it here at Interbike.
Bike Insiders, real riders, real reviews.
One of the reasons why Greg LeMond chose Time to make their limited edition bikes is because of their manufacturing process. There's only 2 manufacturers that are successfully making their own carbon fiber from their own facility in the world. Time is one of them. Time's the only one that creates what they call an RTM process, or resin transfer molding process. The major difference between RTM and what the rest of the industry is doing is the way the resin is actually impregnated onto the carbon fiber. Carbon fiber comes in many different forms. In the industry, it's used as sheets for the most part, and they are pre-pregnated with the actual resin that's used. It's a very popular method, and carbon fiber is truly an engineer's dream material. You can sculpt carbon fiber and layer it however the engineers want to make the ride either compliant, make the bottom bracket stiffer, make the head angle, the head tubes different. It's an engineer's dream come true. Metal tubing is a little bit more complicated because of the budding process. Carbon fiber has layers, and you can actually manufacture the ride quality, if you will. With Time, the difference being is that they actually have a machine that weaves the carbon fiber, and the carbon fiber is woven into a dry tube that doesn't have any resin to it at all. That tube is already pre-done. There's no layering needed as would be with a pre-preg style of sheeted carbon. That material is then put into a wax mandrel. The wax mandrel allows Time engineers to be able to construct the inside of the tubing however they wish, without any kind of variations or without any kind of imperfections, if you will, inside the frame. Every frame is used with a mold. So the molding process, or the pieces that you see here, this is all done with a mold, but on the inside, instead of using a bladder, Time uses a wax. The wax, and you can actually feel the wax on the frame, as opposed to a traditional bladder technology. Time is the only one that's successfully using the wax method, the RTM process, in the bicycle industry. And you can see there's no void inside the frame itself. The difference you can see here between these 2 examples on the wall, it doesn't mean one is necessarily better than the other, but you can see the finite detail that Time puts into every single one of their bikes. The end result is a bike that is extremely strong, built very well with the exact wall thicknesses that the engineers needed. When you have a bladder technology, the bladder is blown up, the wall thickness could have some variations. The resin may not be pushed out all the way. There are some things that engineers have to work on a little bit or work around a little bit with the bladder technology. On the wax mandrels, on the RTM process, it doesn't have. Once the wax mandrel is put inside the frame is put inside the mold is tilted on its side, resin is poured into the actual mold process until there's no air coming out of where the resin is exiting. It's almost like bleeding a brake, if you will. And so there's no air pockets whatsoever in the frame. It is heated up, and the wax is then melted out. The wax is then recycled and reused for the next frame. A painstaking process, but as you can see, it built a quality that is unmatched by anyone else in the industry.